Chapter 470 of the Acts of 1973 as amended. It's now 7:16 on Monday, September 26, 2022, and we're at the Yarmouth Town Hall Hearing Room located at 1146 Route 28 in South Yarmouth. Moreover, pursuant Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, considering certain COVID-19 measures, this meeting is being run in a hybrid mode. So we may have clients coming, and you'll see them on the screen over here. There are 3 new applications for certificates of appropriateness and 2 table applications that will be heard this evening in the order listed on the agenda. Please be reminded that our committee's main purpose is to review items for appropriateness and setting, and it's the responsibility of the applicant to comply with the regulations of other town boards and departments, including building conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and the sign inspector. You should know that there is a 10 calendar day appeal period once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Any person aggrieved by a decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission for adjustment. Our office administrator will be happy to answer any questions with respect to that process.
I'm not sure I agree.
The first item this evening is concerned with installing a cupola on a garage roof at 27 Minnetoxet Way. The homeowners are Mark and Robin Nasson, and Cape Cod Cupola is the agent. And you two are, okay, Mark and Robin? Good. You could sit up here if you would, and the microphone should be turned on, so that would help. Were you working on the installation?
I had a shoulder replacement.
Oh, boy.
No, she wasn't working on it.
No.
Leave that for another day. So, okay. Do you know how tall it is overall?
You know, I had a feeling you were going to ask that, and I have a rough guess at about 6.5 feet from the top of the roof line to the top of the weather vane.
Uh-huh. There's another one down the street
Um,
on a
next door
garage.
to us on the garage.
Yeah,
Maris, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the garage sticks out separate from the house.
I believe it's taller than that, but I've got a scale drawing that I've made here that shows the height, but I don't have the actual measurement.
So why did you pick this style of cupola?
We thought it was very capey. The weather vane reminded us of what we used to see at Smuggler's Beach.
Mhm.
Mermaid.
How would you characterize the architecture of your house, the style?
I think it's fairly traditional. It's not an old house.
It's colonial revival, would you not say?
I don't, revival?
So if I were designing a cupola for that property, I would use a 4-sided cupola,
Would you?
more in keeping with the design of the house and the architecture of the house. Without the mansard roof, which is giving it a kind of a Victorian aspect.
Hmm.
How would you characterize the cupola that's next to you? What's the style of that cupola?
That one is four-sided.
Yeah.
I believe it has a triangular top.
Well, it's more like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't really give this much thought as to the architectural element of it. But having it brought to my attention, I think I have to agree that a four-sided one would match the architecture of your house. I almost, when I saw this one, it almost looked, I remember seeing a house that had a turret on the, as part of the house, and it wasn't a Victorian house, and on top of the turret was the type of cupola you want. And I do think that the square one would look better on this. How do you, I mean, this is a six-sided thing, isn't it?
Right.
Mhm.
3 and 3, okay.
Would you be amenable to a four-sided cupola with a more traditional roof design?
Well,
Well,
we're,
It wasn't
We-
really our choice, our selection. We had the four-sided available to us. And we just really like the six-sided a lot better. It just, the windows are a little bit bigger. It just to us has more of a pleasing
Yeah.
presentation.
I'm thinking about harmony with what
I
you've got.
understand. Yep.
our neighbors are all okay with the design.
I'm sorry?
I said our neighbors are all fine with the design.
Hmm.
Yes, if the cupola height's 50 inches without the weather vane.
And
The
it-
vane brings it up to 83 inches.
That may be from the very bottom of the cupola, which rests below the roof line.
Right, right.
I think it's the curve of the roof bothers me more than the six-sided. I mean, could you go with a flat, plain roof, more traditional?
Well, to be really honest, we didn't even realize that we had to have you guys approve it. So we went to the gentleman who builds them. He's in Dartmouth. And we looked at all of the cupolas that he had and we chose based on just what we,
It's a nice-looking cupola on
Um,
another house or another garage.
I guess we didn't realize that we had to match I'd never even heard of Colonial Revival, to be honest. Are there rules about this that you have to match the style of your house?
Well,
We sit here, we,
one of the things, you know, when I read this off before, I said that our main purpose is for appropriateness and
just about to
setting,
say that.
which is like, how does it look? Is it all linking together, coordinating? You know, it's like the curb appeal of the house. Does it look like it belongs? Like when we have an addition to the house come in, it's really, we strive to make sure that the addition looks like it blends in with the existing house and that it was maybe there all the time. When you get done, it should look like it was there.
Yeah, Yes, we agree. We also have a house in Needham, which is where we've raised our children. And we did an addition many years ago with that in mind, that we didn't want it to look like an addition. We wanted it, it's a cape. We wanted it to look like, same angles, we didn't put any weird in windows or anything. They were all just the regular double hung. So I don't think I mean, I think we understand what you're saying. This is sort of like an ornamental thing, and I guess when we looked at it, we weren't really thinking about the points that you're making, which are valid points. We were just choosing. I'm somebody who really likes detail, like interesting detail. So a four-sided thing to me would be, I kind of just liked the six-sided because it was a little bit different. I liked the round because it was a little bit different. We just kind of went with what we liked as opposed to, I mean, it's not part of, it is part of the house, but if we were doing an addition, then yes, I totally agree with you.
It's a
But this
very
is-
prominent feature, a cupola. I mean, it's
Well, it's not- our
really
garage is-
obvious and
It's true, but we live on a dead end.
That's all.
Mhm.
And we only have one neighbor next to us, one across the street, well, two across the street.
It's a cul-de-sac.
It's a cul-de-sac,
Mhm.
yeah.
well,
Our next door neighbor, Pat, what's her last name?
Sure.
Pat Sherman, yeah, I guess she used to sit on this.
But she was on our board.
She was all in favor for what it's worth.
mhm.
Well, I don't know. Myself, I think it's got a lot of pizzazz.
That has that. Definitely has that. If you want
Well,
pizzazz on a
we'd love to
colonial
invite
house.
you to come over and see our house and judge it that
You
way.
know, I
rather
think
than
the
just
fact
on
that it's
paper.
the point of it being remotely located on a cul-de-sac is um, a reasonable reason for us to overlook the fact that it's candidly incongruous with the architecture of the house. And if you love it that much, I guess I'm not going to stand in the way. I wish you would reconsider. I think it would be nicer for the house. And if you're gonna sell the house
We're
down the
not selling
road,
the house.
okay.
We have children and grandchildren.
All
who will
right.
be
I'll
living
move
in
to
that
approve.
house.
I'll second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
You just have to sign one document. It says you're going to build it according to plan. Any changes, let us know. So,
Mark will sign. I'm disabled currently.
Yes, it is. I don't know how to turn it off.
Get rid of it then. So I can just shut it off.
you got a pen. Thank you. Good evening.
Sorry about that. I know. I'm just gonna.
How was Pat doing? I haven't seen her for a while.
Feeling that well lately, but hopefully she's on the mend.
I used to see her in church once in a while.
We had our grandson's second birthday over Labor Day weekend. We've been concentrating on these Yeah, we will. Thanks so much.
Good luck with it.
Aye.
Then next item is concerned with building a stone retaining wall and steps at 9 Mohegan Lane. The homeowners Brian Bellafuel and Deborah Stevenson and Nicholas Eldridge. Close?
Close. It's a tough one.
This is a good selection of materials, I thought.
As you can see, the pictures show the deterioration, and it's become a safety issue really at this point, so.
Good. So you have to do some grading there, I guess.
A little bit, yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit.
trim that.
The timber wall, when we moved in, ran all the way, almost all the way to the end of the driveway. And I have taken out some of it because it was just like falling over.
Yeah,
So I would like to put the concrete block wall, basically back to where it was originally.
mhm.
You're replacing the steps also?
Yes, yes, sir. Right now, that's the only entrance to the front of the house.
Good. So any other questions?
I move to approve the application.
I'll second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
So again, if you would sign this,
Okay.
it just says that you're going to build it according to plan. And any changes, let us know in advance. Good luck with it.
It's all set.
I may have to come back and another later time and do the other side. But one-
Get
one
this
at a-
done first.
One at a time.
You got a handful here.
I got my hands full there. Yes. Thank you very much.
Good night now.
Have a good night.
Good night.
The next item is concerned with solar panels, to install 27 solar panels on the front, side, and rear roof at 9 Ellis Circle. Donald and Rosemary Marino are the owners, and Vision Solar is the agent. Let's- So is Wakili BS at Vision Solar? Oh. How are we going to talk to her? Looks like a good candidate for is that, what's her name, Kay or something? Yes. Yeah, if we can't communicate it, we can't do anything.
Do we have somebody on? Is there somebody waiting, Lisa?
She's on, yeah, she's up there, but she says she's having trouble, she can't hear. She's having audio problems, so,
Oh, tech guy is trying to straighten it out with her. Approaching it a different way, probably is a cell phone or a computer. I can't read that small print.
Dave's trying to help them.
You see that she wrote that she thinks she's muted by the host.
That's the Renova Anderson guy says that. I don't know what the Vision Solar person is. Dave just signed off.
Should we table this to the end?
Yeah, I think so.
Move to table to the end of the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor of tabling?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, then the next item is the installation of 22 solar panels on the front roof of 105 Sisters Circle. Now, if you recall, last time we had discussed this at the meeting, and since it's basically the same as was approved previously with respect to Solar Wolf, that we would just approve this. So I signed off on this as a certificate of exemption. And so that's all there's to it. I don't think we have to do anything on it tonight at all. Right? It's all signed and delivered.
Right.
So the next item is one that was tabled at the last meeting, and that's with respect to placing 6 windows at 23 Willow Street. Renewal by Anderson is handling this for Ann and John Hill. So is the representative here, Frank?
I am. Yeah. Good evening, folks.
Frank, I had a basic question here. It says 6 windows on our agenda and on the application, I believe, but you had 8 windows circled on the pictures.
No, we are in fact replacing only 6 windows. The 8 windows, 2 of them were the original. We were just showing that they're going to be matching like for like.
Oh, so they would be similar.
Exactly.
They'd all look alike when you're done.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, okay.
What's the age of the existing windows?
Over 30 years. Some of them are single pane.
Yes.
30 years old?
Yeah, and is single pane, so not
Not
efficient.
antique windows. None of the windows you're planning on replacement are antique windows.
No, they're not.
Any other questions?
Seeing no abutters, I move to approve.
Hold on, I'm just. Okay, I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good, Frank.
Thank you much, folks. Have a good night. Appreciate it.
Good luck with the project.
Thank you. Take care.
What happened to the sisters one?
It's, he issued a certificate of exemption,
Okay, okay.
so.
The next item would also have to be untabled.
Move to untable.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. This is concerned with a fence at 37 Union Street. The homeowner is Rohe Croce. And we did a visitation. At least 3 of the members made it over to the property and talked to it with the gentleman. And it appeared that what exists there now was done without getting a permit to begin with. And so he was really looking for just getting what's there approved. And there was no additional fencing to be installed. So we were confused on that last time, but doing the site visit was a good thing. And to be able to talk directly with the client. So is he at all on, he's not here? I wonder if we could vote on this. We didn't get anything saying we can do it on his behalf or something.
Well, considering this is already done,
Yeah,
and you've seen it, Richard, right?
Right.
And I've seen it, but I thought he actually wanted to do something
Additional.
else, and he didn't, so, I mean, this, I don't know if you can vote in absentia, but seems to me we could.
yeah, I think we should do that. He's a busy worker, and I can see on a beautiful day like today, he may got home late, forgot to come. So I think we should take it.
Is there anything that says we can't?
No, usually we get a letter from the client saying that I can't make it and therefore act on it in my behalf.
But he was already here,
Right,
and
he was here at the last
this
meeting.
is what he's got, so we've kind of already discussed this with him.
Yeah,
I would move to approve.
good.
I'll second for the purposes of a vote.
And I will ask you for your approval for this project on 37 Union Street.
Aye.
Since I wasn't present at the meeting and did not participate in the site visit, I feel I should abstain.
Okay, and I will vote for it. So it wins 2-0. Good, okay. So it's, now we still have to sign off on the paperwork.
I think if there's no one here for this, we'd have to,
Well, we'll go on table and then retable
I don't know.
procedurally.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
because there's a few things I'd like to say about it.
Yeah,
Me too.
So should we, do you see anybody, Lisa?
No, there's nobody in there.
Nobody's there?
I think the Region Solar person, I'm not sure, so check with
Okay.
make sure that it wasn't.
Have you seen this property, what he's done with it? He looks really nice with the landscaping that he's done and everything.
Talking about Ellis Circle?
No, I'm
No.
talking about the one we just,
Union. This one,
Oh.
Union.
we just did.
I also talked to Mary Wagan, who deals with these kind of houses and you know, initially it was one big lot and there was sort of like condominiums, but they split them up. And because I told her, you know, based on having one lot, it's all very strange to put fences separating them. And so they changed the documentation on it.
I remember we dealt with this property
A couple of times.
He did,
yeah,
when he
yeah.
first,
before.
I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he's done some nice things to it.
Okay,
Well, let's see.
Yeah, the Vision Solar person hung up and has not come back in. so.
okay.
All right, I'll move to untable item number, what do we got here?
22
22A-106. I'll second.
All in favor of untabling it?
Aye.
Aye.
And since we can't deal with this, there's nobody to talk to, we will table it to the next meeting.
I move to table to the next meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor of table it to the next meeting?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay, let's see. Minutes of the meeting. Was September 12th? You weren't here, Bob, so
I'll abstain.
you saw them.
So I'm going to be gone for the next two.
2 meetings?
I'll be going to Florida and Aruba, so I'm going to be gone till like October 25th.
Oh, boy.
So I was, the holiday screwed me up because I thought if the holiday, I could go Tuesday, but I guess the selectmen have a meeting on Tuesday, so it has to be Wednesday. So that's too late for me to leave because I'm driving. So I can't go to that one. And then I was planning on not being at the next one, but now I have to not be at both. So,
Well,
So we need to vote on the minutes.
yeah,
okay.
so
I thought they were fine.
they were fine with me, too. I went through them carefully.
So I move to approve the minutes.
I second it, and I vote for it.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
So the only thing new is
Is that thing on, is it tomorrow afternoon at
tomorrow
3?
afternoon, yeah,
Okay,
if you want to come.
yeah, I'm gonna go.
It's not necessarily for everybody, but
Right. I just thought I'd go to
Welcome.
see how it,
you're welcome to
Works.
come. At 1:30, we have an appeal,
1:30.
is the appeal.
Oh, okay, but that meeting is at 3, right? Okay,
Yeah, because the appeal is for a house in Dennis, where they put a 6-foot fence across the front of the house, very close to the house, but it just obliterates the whole house. It's a mess. So they did it without getting any permissions. And when Dennis found out about it, they called him in on violation. And they had discussed it at 2 separate meetings, didn't get anywhere, so they appealed. And we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be finished by 3 o'clock. We should be finished in much less than that. And then we'll go to the solar exemption kind of write-up. You've seen that. Okay, that's all.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.